All right, good morning, everybody. So it's been an interesting day, to say the least. I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning. Not because I wanted to, I just woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. And usually when that happens, I just kind of stay in bed and rest and try to, at least maybe get back to sleep. But this time, I was like, I know this feeling. I'm not going to be able to fall back asleep, so I just got up and started getting to work, really. I didn't do any, crazy amounts of, intense work, but I started reading this book that I've been putting off for a while, and I think it's probably a book that I really should be reading. It's basically networking for introverts. So anyway, started reading that book, and I'm going to be really interested to see what happens with that. I think the real reason I woke up this early, couldn't get back to sleep, was because of what kind of happened just now. I had an appointment with a shaman, and so I'm just leaving that appointment. And over the weekend, it's a couple days ago really, I was having this really bad, intense pain in my stomach. And it's a thing that had been happening quite a bit. And when I had my ayahuasca ceremony 2.5 years ago, I had, again, stomach pains the morning of that ceremony and going into it. And what I learned in that ceremony is that the pain in my stomach was a result of trapped emotion and trauma. And so I didn't want to go to an emergency room. If I'm feeling this pain, this emotion, or trapped emotions, then this is an emotional issue. It's not a biochemistry thing. So I called up the shaman, and we just had a session about it, and I told her everything, the history of the pain and different things I've been thinking about. A lot of it, again, has to do with my ex-girlfriend, my last relationship, and started making some connections of how, that relationship was really a kind of a manifestation of so many of my beliefs and insecurities and it's hard to really put it into words right now. But basically, when I was 10 years old, my grandmother died. And I stored that pain in my body. And the real trauma was that I then became afraid that I would never feel the love that I received from my grandmother. That I would never get that again. And I do think that has affected my relationships my entire life. I've had this very strange relationship with love, and I've had some very wonderful relationships, but obviously I haven't found that one relationship that I've really been looking for. And I thought I had it last year, but it didn't work out. And so that was obviously very painful, and I do think that it has had a lot to do with, it was a reflection of my my earliest ideas of love and relationship to love, and that loss of love from, again, when I was just a little kid. So it was a very interesting session, and I think, I hope, I do believe that we were able to work through some things. My body feels a little bit different right now. I just feel more clear-headed. And I just pulled up to the gym, so I haven't been able to work out last couple days since my stomach was acting up, and that was even on the back of the tail end of getting better from my back being injured the week before. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go and see how my body feels and get some movement in, and we'll go from there. One last thought about my grandmother. Again, her love was just so intense, and so sort of all-encompassing. And one of the ways that she expressed love was by feeding people. And I do think that maybe my relationship with food, the reason I use food as a comfort is that, on some level reminds me of her. And it's sort of my way of trying to reclaim some of that love that I lost when I was a kid. So, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts for the day. I'm going to go get this workout in. Then I'm going to shave because I'm looking a little unkept. I have an event later today and a bunch of other things, so that's it. I'm going to get this workout, probably take some more videos, and do a little comedy later tonight. Peace.
For Matt Yari! Thank you for giving out all my private information, Paul. What's up, New Way Bar? Hello. Yeah, a couple of claps. That's cool. You guys, Filthy Phil's lying to you. He's got a huge cock. Giant penis on Filthy Phil. He's just doing that for the comedy. That's what he's hauling around, right? Went to pee in the bathroom earlier, so I got a good look, right? Just let you know. Okay, all right. Having fun here. Thank you, too, for joining us. I enjoy your very exuberant outfits. I like that. You guys look like you just came from a tie-dye party or something. That's cool. All right. What's that? Oh, that's Filthy Phil with his huge penis. It is a pleasure to be here, though. I don't like when you meet somebody and say, hey, it was a pleasure to meet you. And they say, the pleasure's all mine. It's like, fuck you, that's selfish. How come I don't get any pleasure? You dick. Speaking of pleasure, you ever been hooking up with somebody but you can't enjoy it because you're holding in a fart the whole time? You been there before? Oh, she got a head nod for that one over here. Bro, your grandma's gross. You know? You guys come out to open mics together, and that's cute. How you guys related, I presume. Is that your grandmother? You guys come out to comedy shows? That's the cutest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. Yeah, round of applause for Granny and Grandson coming out to watch, listen to dick jokes, you know? That's appropriate. I like that. Last couple of years I've been running a non-profit. Thank you. It's called My Comedy Career. Thanks for coming out to support. I actually started a business a couple of years ago. I try to stay motivated. I listen to a lot of rap. Rappers always talk about hustling. I'm always like, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling. I'm like, yo, that's me. I'm out here hustling every day. But then I listen to the lyrics, His hustle is selling kilos of coke. My hustle's in-home senior care. Very different hustle. We're not moving bricks, we're wiping shits. That's my hustle. You get some weird requests when you take care of old folks. The other week I was with one of my clients, and he spent about 4 minutes begging me to warm up his buttocks. It's a real conversation I had with a 90-year-old man. So if you're interested in senior care, if you're looking for a job, it's not the weirdest request. I've had a lot of old people ask me to kill them, actually. It's happened a bunch of, a round of applause for assisted suicide. That's a weird, I get it. Right? That puts me in a weird spot, though, Because I don't want to be convicted of murder, but I do want to provide excellent customer service. You ever have to weigh the pros and cons of jail time versus a 1-star Yelp review? You gotta make the tough decisions sometimes. I think that's why so many old people move to Florida, is they're just hoping to be taken out by a hurricane. That's my theory, not the warm weather. All right. Okay. Start reading the Bible a little bit. Yeah, for the Bible. I came across this verse, Matthew 11. It's talking about Jesus. He's going out, he's doing his whole thing. And it says, the blind receive their sight, the lame walk, the lepers are cleaned, the deaf hear, the dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. I feel the poor got screwed over a little bit on that one, I'd be pissed off if I was one of those, but you just raised people from the dead. You couldn't spare a couple shekels. Just read me a book. Your autobiography, Jesus. I don't know. Giving him some attitude. Try to be a good person. One time I was walking around Royal Oak, and I wasn't walking around. I was sitting in a coffee shop. And I see there's a homeless man outside, and he's holding up a sign that says broke and hungry. So I felt bad for him. I bought him some food, and I gave it to him. And I sat back down in the coffee shop, and I saw that he ate the food, but he didn't cross off hungry on his sign. I feel like that's a little misleading there, Mr. Homeless Guy. So I went and asked him, I was like, hey man, I just fed you. How are you still hungry? And he's like, you didn't even preach the gospel to me. Right? All right. We'll call back to the Bible. You just don't fuck with the Bible. All right? A bunch of atheists in here. Woo for atheism. Woo for nothing. Woo for just life being random molecules bouncing around. Sitting around at a comedy show with no purpose. That deserves a woo right there. Yeah. Woo for meaninglessness. Yes. Is that what your woo meant? Are you sure though? You fuck with simulation theory, out of curiosity?
Yeah, kinda.
You do? Okay, so you believe reality is a simulation?
I believe reality is like an organic simulation. You know what I'm saying?
It's an organic simulation. Okay. Well, who created the simulation? Fucking God. There you go. Got 'em. Converting these motherfuckers. There we go. I'll see you in church, boy. I grew up in the suburbs, which means everything I know about crackheads, I learned from Chappelle's show. It was very educational for me. I knew at the time that there were dudes smoking crack, but I didn't know they were sucking dick for crack. That was a new piece of information. How come you always hear about people sucking dick for crack, but no one ever eats pussy for crack? Right? Where's the feminist outrage? Women are only getting 7% of the cunnilingus per blowjob in the crackhead labor market. It should be on the next ballot, if you ask me. Alright. I recently found out that when you call someone a pussy, you're not calling them a vagina. Did you know that? It's short for the word pusillanimous. Yeah, look it up. It's a real word. It's an adjective describing a person who's behaving like a pussy. Right? One time I went to a bar trying to meet a lady, trying to get some pusillanimous. And this dude starts hitting on me. I'm like, hey man, back off, you scrub. I'm not homophobic. I just called him a scrub because a scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. That's right. Trying to holler at me. A couple of TLC fans in here. It's good getting some laughs out of you fucks. Yeah, that's how it's done, Joel. I'm gonna teach you how to take a fucking class. What? We're just having fun, aren't we? At least I am. Went to the gym earlier today. And I saw this guy walking in on the other side of the gym, and he was walking with way too much swagger. You know, he was like doing all this, like leaning back. I'm like, who the fuck's this guy think he is, man? You're not that cool. Fucking asshole. Relax. But then as he walked closer, I realized he had cerebral palsy. Turns out I'm the asshole. Right? So then I started reading the gospel. Right? I don't know. I'm just fucking making that up. Alright. Y'all having fun? Woo! We're having fun. I saw this thing. It was like a post. It was it said new AI technology has been translating Hitler's speeches. So now we know what he was saying when he was preaching to Germany, right? Because apparently this whole time we haven't been able to find anybody who speaks German. Right? Well, we need AI technology. I don't know. That's a new one. You guys aren't conspiracy theorists? No, this is me. Ooh, these blank stares. It's good. It's good. Good vibe. Digging it. Let's see what else I can talk to you about. Yeah, I don't know about that. Definitely don't know about that. Anybody in here have a bidet? No, you don't have one? Nobody else? Alright, that's fair. I wish I had one. I'm glad bidets are becoming more popular. My friend has a real fancy one with hot water. That thing's awesome, man. I was over at his place the other day. I was using his bidet. I didn't even take a shit. I was just using his bidet. Squirt hot water up my butt. Feels fantastic. You know, you should try it. That's what I'm gonna buy when I get rich. Wiping seniors' butts. Okay. That's my big closer for you. Hope you liked it. Thank you. Hang on, a round of applause. One more time, your host. I've been Matt Yari. Have a good night. Give it up for Matt Yari, everybody. Matt Yari.